This is for you if you're between life phases. Maybe you're not lost. Maybe you know exactly where you're headed, but you notice your old winds aren't landing and your next move isn't clear yet. And you're starting to wonder, is this actually going to work out for me? I'm in the same place. You have drive, you can execute, but things just haven't clicked yet. Some days you wake up like everything is just about to happen. Other days it feels like nothing you do matters. Here's what I've learned. That wobble isn't the problem. It means you're in between life phases. And there are 5 specific things you only see when you're here. No big insights, but patterns that let you know that you're not stuck. And once you see them, you'll stop waiting for clarity and start building towards what fits. I want to slow us down here for a moment because this part isn't theory for me. It's happening right now. There's a lot in my life. I'm not in control at the moment, and I can feel this in between, not as an idea, but as a lived experience, a wobble where nothing is technically wrong, but nothing feels settled either, where I sometimes feel the impulse to freeze, while at the same time, the impulse to push, to plan, to secure what I want to happen, to feel safe and protect myself from failing, missing opportunities, getting stuck, or just rejection. Of course, I want to succeed. And it's natural to be liked, to want things to work. I see this pattern happening in so many places. In my work, with clients coming and going, in my marriage, in the ups and downs, in my daughter as a freshman in college, standing right at the edge of who she's becoming. And even at 53, with everything I've lived, I'm not immune. The wobble still finds me. A few days ago, I reread an old Zen passage that struck me this time and made so much sense. Not because it was so profound, but because it seemed to name this thing exactly. It said, "Don't light the lamp. There is no oil in the house. It's a shame to want a lamp. Just feel your way along the wall." When I read this, something clicked because that's exactly what this in between feels like. No oil, wanting answers, and no clear path forward. Just tracing the wall and taking the next step. Here's what landed for me. The danger of being in the in between is not making the wrong choice. The danger is freezing and not choosing at all. Waiting for clarity, trying to think your way back into control. Here's what landed for me. Every time I've been here in my life, and there have been many, the same thing is true. You don't figure your way through this by thinking harder. You figure it out by moving. Not big moves, not dramatic reinventions, just the next step and the next. That's how you learn where you have to go. And if you're right here now, feeling the wobble, the pull to feel safe, the fear of moving before you're ready, I want you to hear this clearly. Nothing is wrong. You're not behind. There's nothing to fix. You're in the in between. So if the way through this is movement and not clarity, the real question becomes, how do you move without freezing or blowing things up? Here are the 5 things I've noticed that I do when I'm in this in between. And each one points to a simple way you can keep going, even when all you can do is trace the wall. 1, you keep waiting for the right move. You tell yourself, once I fill in the blank, I will fill in the blank. That's totally normal. But the move isn't to wait until you're sure about the direction. It's to pick a direction. And once you start moving at all, something else usually shows up. 2, big decisions suddenly feel heavy. Things that used to excite you now feel risky. That's not fear taking over you. It's a signal to take smaller steps, not bigger ones. If this is landing for you, let me know in the comments. Just write in between or still moving. Let's encourage each other to take the next step. 3, you're thinking a lot, but nothing is getting clearer. You've turned this idea over in your head 100 times, but this in between doesn't respond to thinking. It responds to trying one thing and see what happens. And this is where a lot of people get discouraged. 4, when something doesn't work, you start questioning yourself. You try a step, it doesn't land, and you think, I'm bad at this. You're not. That's just feedback telling you what to adjust. Which brings us to the last thing I've noticed in this in between space. 5, you keep looking for certainty before you move. You want a sign, a green light, a guarantee, something that feels familiar and controllable. But trying to hold on to certainty will only pull you back to old habits and old situations that are not working for you anymore. Instead, this in between offers you the next step and the next. That's how you move through it. Think about one small step you've been postponing, not the perfect step, not the brave step, just the one you can actually take. Give yourself a small window, a day or two, and take it. Remember, movement first and answers come later. And if you're in a bigger transition, one where the stakes feel high and you don't want to walk it alone, I offer private strategy calls. We look at where you are, what's shifting, and what the next few steps actually look like without forcing, but finding our way together. The link is below. Wherever you are, you don't need all the answers. You don't need to overthink it. Just keep moving one step at a time.